SmackDown Hot Takes, where I take your thoughts, your opinions, your hot takes from the previous episode of SmackDown Raw and PLEs. We got a lot today, so let's get right into it. We got Tuno Tonga, Braun Strowman, and Jacob Fatu will be another monster clash that'll feed families. Yeah, I'm actually kind of sort of looking forward to that. Braun Strowman, I've had my criticisms of him in the past. However, as his feud with Bronson Reed demonstrated, Braun Strowman can actually be very interesting and an awesome character. I do not like monster faces, but with the right opponent, it can work. The problem with Braun Strowman is usually he doesn't have the right opponent because usually the monster is the heel. But if we can get Jacob Fatu in there, that would be a really good first little feud for Jacob Fatu. Jacob Fatu, he's been just this amazing beast of a person who hasn't really had matches. So give him Braun Strowman, someone who it's believable that can beat him up some, but at the end of the day, Jacob Fatu wins because there's no shame in losing to Jacob. The dude, he debuted and beat the three top babyfaces. At NRJ_XO, Cody Rhodes is overrated. That's going to get a lot of people all fired up. Overrated, I don't feel he is. I feel he's a victim of lackluster stories, and that his title reign, when it's all said and done, is not going to mean as much as it should have. And that is very unfortunate. That is very unfortunate because it leads to the opinion that people think that he's overrated. Now, here's the deal. Maybe you would think he's overrated regardless, and you're like, oh, this guy's a glorified jobber. I don't feel that way. I feel that he can fully be in the main event scene, but they've dropped the ball on him by waiting too long to give him meaningful feuds. But again, at the end of the day, these are just opinions. I also don't think Roman Reigns is overrated, and yet there is a small minority of people in the WWE Universe who will have the gall to say Roman Reigns is overrated. And you know, that's the good thing about wrestling. We're all allowed to have our opinions. This channel is not an echo chamber, and I welcome all takes as long as everybody believes that Goldberg is overrated. That's the one that we have to. I'm not serious. You're actually allowed to like Goldberg, even though I've always hated the guy. But again, that's wrestling. My opinion, your opinion, we can all be different. We're allowed to have a free-form conversation about said opinions. Sunder77, so much for the crowd will turn on Cody theory. KO is the ultimate heel. I think this person's referring to my KO problem, where I said there's a KO problem, which is a Cody problem, and that is the fans are going to turn on Cody. Yeah, no, this actually does not do anything against that. If you are trying to poke holes in my video theory, I said this is the beginning of a problem. The end of the problem, the end result, it might be in SummerSlam. That's when the fans might fully turn on him, because you don't usually turn on somebody overnight. It has to start somewhere. So the KO problem, where the fans are going to turn on Cody, that's yet to be seen, if that's what you're referring to. But there was a large section of the crowd that was cheering Kevin Owens, and usually a pure babyface will have the entire crowd booing the person that he's fighting. PTJC, Nia is the most improved, but also getting the worst burial I've seen a champion get. Shoot, she needs Dirty Dom on her team. I agree. Nia has done the best work of her career, and yet I added it up last week and was surprised that since October 11th, she had 6 defeats as champion. And now, with yesterday's SmackDown, make that number 7. And yeah, you know what? If Dirty Dom is the key, well, maybe she needs some dirty in her life. WrestleChop says that he will give away this belt once he hits 10,000 subscribers on his quest to become a full-time YouTuber. Oh, that's cool. This guy wants to become a full-time YouTuber, and he's willing to give away this belt right here. Yeah, he's going to give it away, and what do you got to do? You gotta comment below. Looks like you have to subscribe and hit the bell notification. He would like a thumbs up as well. Then he'll give this belt away at 10,000 subscribers. And yeah, that's cool. I guess that's really cool. So if you want a belt, just subscribe. Oh, WrestleChop, we really appreciate that. Why? Oh, he's doing it because he wants to become a full-time YouTuber. Well, good luck, WrestleChop. Good luck. Bishop Marley, I actually like Cody's 3-piece suit wearing kissy baby. I respect you, Schlick. He's a classic babyface in the modern era. Traditional-minded people like me like Cody Rhodes. If you don't like people like Superman or Captain America, then you probably won't like Cody. I paraphrase that. Sometimes if the comment's too long, I'm just going to have to paraphrase for time's sake. I'm going to say that I really respect you for respecting Cody. This is a great comment showcasing that, see? Not everybody hates Cody Rhodes. He does have his fans. And you can say all day long, well, I think he's overrated, which is valid. You're allowed to say you think he's overrated, just like Bishop Marley's allowed to say, I like this. It's a throwback. And throwbacks can be cool and interesting. I love Superman. I love Captain America. In fact, I love usually the Boy Scout comic book characters, and I would die on the hill telling people Batman could beat Wolverine in a fight when I was younger. So I do like these people. I will say this, though. I get where you're coming from. It's great to have these old school mentality champions like Cody Rhodes, but I think he takes it a little too far. At the end of the day, time has moved forward, and wrestling fans we do need a little something more. You can bridge, though. You can bridge old school with new school. Cody Rhodes can come out and respect everybody, but at the end of the day, some point, he has to try to get the upper hand in a feud that isn't just, I'm going to beat you up because you pushed me to the edge. What is he doing in these feuds other than coming out and talking and talking and talking? Where does he really get the fire? I don't see it. I need to see it because I actually like Cody Rhodes, but I don't know. Like, I don't see him riding a cement truck in and just dumping wet cement in someone's Corvette. I kind of want to see a little bit of that. Does that make sense? But thank you for standing up for Cody, because that's not the cool thing to do when you're on the internet. So I appreciate that. Drastic Vision, I have a prediction. Zilla Fatu debuts at WrestleMania and costs Solo his match against whoever he's going to face. That wouldn't be bad. At least Solo would be protected. But my only issue is I wouldn't want Solo then to go into a feud with Zilla Fatu. I feel that if Zilla Fatu, he does get involved, that he should become someone's right-hand man, and Solo continues his WrestleMania feud. The reason why I say that is because no matter how good Zilla Fatu is, who, if you don't know, is a guy on the indies, he's actually Umaga's biological child. If you don't know who Umaga is awesome, and he was a wrestler during the Ruthless Aggression era, but an actual Bloodline member of the Anoa'i family, the Anoa'i family being the actual Bloodline. That said, Solo Sikoa should not be feuding with rookies. If he does, he will fall down the card. Roman can stand to feud with someone like Jacob Fatu. Solo Sikoa cannot stand to feud with any rookies right now. He needs to keep establishing himself as a guy who's only fighting main event people. James Dean, I have a hot prediction. Piper helps Chelsea keep the belt till Mania. Then she gets tired of playing second fiddle, and basically Piper's going to be the one who dethrones Chelsea. I don't know about that, because usually, as I said, that would put Piper Niven in the good guy monster persona. Now, it has happened before. Nia Jax actually became the good guy in the feud against Alexa Bliss, and that was at WrestleMania. So it can happen, and it can be done well. Problem was, after WrestleMania, Nia Jax's title reign was very lackluster. I see a pattern going here. Looking really good until she gets the title. Interesting. I could see that booking. I just hope it doesn't. I just want those two to stay together. They're brilliant together. I really like it. And I think Piper Niven, the way they've written her, she's aware of Chelsea Green and her selfishness, and yet she still doesn't care. So, I don't know. Sometimes you have that friend that is obnoxious and you still love them. Acknowledge LWF Solo. Street Profits are stepping up, and I'm glad to see them serious. I was at first I was like, oh man, I don't want them to become this team with an edge, too much of an edge, because I really like their characters and how much fun they have. But I guess they were just coming back, and they were mad for what happened to them, so it was good to see. And it was a good match, too, even. I was a little surprised at how competitive of a match it was. I felt the Street Profits should have looked stronger, but they won. It's the right direction, and it looks like the tag teams are all getting something right now, so you know what? I'm just going to keep my mouth shut, be serious, be more fun-loving. I don't care. I don't care. Just keep going forward with the W. It looks like Bishop has another hot take. If Braun is over with the crowd, I don't see why we can't get a decent mid-card feud push. I'm not a fan of him burying Mello, but guys like A-Town Down Under are free eats in my opinion. Okay, so again, I have been harsh on Braun Strowman. So again, I love that he is... I mean, no bones about it. I've been harsh on Braun Strowman, and I love that Bishop Marley feels okay to challenge my opinion, because that's what this is. It's a respectful challenge, and we're just having a conversation here. I will say this. I don't want him burying Mello. I agree with you there. But I feel that A-Town Down Under, they're in the same category as Mello. They might have fallen down the card a little harder and being more underutilized, but they're the future. I see Mello as the future. I see A-Town Down Under as the future, so I hate them jobbing out. But if they're being fed to Braun Strowman so he can then go against Jacob Fatu, well, then at the end of the day, that's to feed Jacob. So I do get a little conflicted there, because some people do have to lose. You do have to lose, but I don't want Mello just becoming Dolph Ziggler. And you have a point. You have a point. We had somebody, his name was Donatello Leonardo. He was at SmackDown last night, and he was telling us Braun Strowman was getting cheered. And if the crowd loves Braun Strowman, then you got to do what the crowd says. So I'm going to tell you this. My official stance is I don't want a face monster like Braun Strowman going over people. But if the crowd does, well, then you got to go with the crowd. You just got to go with the crowd. And even though it's not what I want, it's the crowd. The crowd is what Triple H should listen to. So if Triple H is listening to the crowd and it goes against what I think and feel, well, then Triple H is still doing the right thing, because it's not all about me. It's about all of us, and the majority wins. It's Moneybird, first member of the channel, actually. If we have to wait until Royal Rumble, technically, Kevin Owens isn't lying about being our Winged Eagle champion, and I love it so much, LOL. Laughing face emojis. Well, you know what? The fact that maybe Nick didn't take the belt away, is that him kind of legitimizing it? I doubt it, but Kevin could spin it. Kevin could definitely spin it, because he is a master at spinning and weaving words and actions into making it look like he is the victim. And I'm loving it too. This is what Cody needed. I'm glad that there's a feud that he can sink his teeth in that doesn't necessarily have to do with the Bloodline. Might have started with the Bloodline, but now it's its own thing. Monster Jam Brawny, at some point, sooner or later, they should bring back heel Naomi. I think she was better that way. Honestly, props for remembering heel Naomi. I feel like I'm the only one who remembers heel Naomi. I liked her too that way. I like her now, but exception of the last 2 or 3 months, I feel Naomi doesn't have much character in that she just comes out, smiles, and dance. I'm liking this current Naomi, though, and I do feel, though, it's set up for her heel turn, so we might be in luck and get the Naomi that nobody remembers. Chris Gutierrez, the 3v3 was one of the best women matches of the year. It was pretty good. It was. I think there was one botch, and it wasn't even like a horrible botch. It was like when they were going to jump out of the ring, it seemed like all 3 were supposed to, but only Bayley did. Other than that, it was pretty flawless, and Nia even took a Hurricanrana, which was pretty impressive. I think it was Hurricanrana. She was on the top rope and, flipped over, so I enjoyed it as well. Deville Stewart, as much as I would love to see KO versus Cody at Netflix, Cody versus Kevin for the WWE title and a ladder match is official for Royal Rumble, so much for them to build up their rivalry. I'm here for it. Yeah, I'm really happy for this too. I'm surprised he doesn't have a match at Netflix, but I'm also kind of glad it's already stacked. That Netflix has 3 main event WrestleMania matches, and Royal Rumble, it will be just really good that Cody's not being left off. Cody being left off 2 big PLEs would have just been more fodder for the critics, because Cody needs to be defending these belts at the Big 4, and he was left off Survivor Series. He needed to be at Rumble, and this is a really good Rumble match with a really good feud, a really good build as well. So I'm all for it. A ladder match, This is going to be good. Comic Head, member of the channel. How many times we going to get Tiffany pulls out briefcase, looks at Naomi while handing ref briefcase, Tiffany gets thwarted on cashing in. Good Lord, giving me flashback of Otis plus Chad Gable. When you tease something too long, it feels stale by the time you pull the trigger. You're absolutely right with the Chad Gable Otis comparison. They're about to give it to us finally after months, but I don't even care. Otis was so red hot at one point, and that feud could have actually even been a part of SummerSlam. Just like Tiffany, if she would have cashed in at War Games or the Triple Threat, that would have been amazing. And yet now we're all just sick of it. So just have her just not even mention it until she actually cashes in. Make us forget, please. Tis Mickey. Nia. That's it. Nia. I totally get where you're coming from. 7 losses. Nia. How do you have your champion eat 7 losses in a matter of 2 months? And LOL, why did, you got me cracking up, Tiz Mickey, why did Apollo Crews wait until after the match to tell the Street Profits that DIY attacked them? Yeah, like, dude, you just let 2 other guys got beat up, so why are you... like, why now? Why didn't you stop it? You know, they have ring entrances. There was plenty of time to say, no. They're lying. Dez 1, 2, 4, 5, 8. For the first time in a while, this SmackDown was just good. Sure, it was a lot of filler, but it didn't really feel like it. Okay, so when he says just good, that's actually, he's saying it was good. I was surprised that the crowd didn't like the Chelsea Green stuff as much as I did. Maybe it went like 2 or 3 minutes too long, but regardless, the tag team division got a lot of build. It was like a lot of world building for the tag team division, and probably just kind of a holding pattern until Netflix is all said and done. Plus, we go to 3 hours next week. Let's see if we can keep this momentum going. I believe, yeah. Was it the greatest episode of all time? No, but like you said, it was good, and it did cook. Once the Bloodline got involved, then it ramped up. The ending was amazing. Jay and Love, WWE is planting the seeds of a swerve of Bianca attacking Jade instead of Naomi. Yeah, at first everybody didn't think it was Naomi, and now everybody's thinking it's Naomi. But go back to my channel. I've been saying it since day one, but I don't know if they're going to make it Bianca, especially now that Nia just laid it all out. It seems, based on what Nia said, that Bianca is definitely the culprit, and that means she's probably not the culprit. But if they want to, reverse psychology it, maybe she is. but yeah, Nia laid a pretty strong case, but I think you can apply everything that Nia said to Bianca and just switch it over to Naomi, and it all still applies, and I'm still going Naomi. Kenny King, how does Apollo Crews still have a job? I don't know. I really don't know. The guy's very talented, but why did we call him up from NXT if this is what we're going to do with him? And honestly, just make him the prince again. When Apollo Crews was like that prince, when he went back and discovered his heritage, that was so funny. Why did we get rid of that? And why did we, it kind of came out of nowhere, and then it left, and he's back to, did we ever explain why he's no longer the prince? Just go back to it. TTJC, member of the channel, I hope Naomi wins at this point, referring to next week, Naomi versus Nia Jax for the title. Let Tiff cash in on the last women's standing match. Have Liv and Rhea take each other out, so Tiffany just has to stand there. Or let Rhea or Liv win and have Tiffany knock the winner out with the case. And then he's also referring to, on Netflix, we have Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan in a last women's standing match. That would be, I would actually really like that. Would that be robbing the people of a payoff? Can you imagine? After months and months and months of just us first loving the Rhea Liv feud and then just hating on it and saying, just get it over with. It's finally over. We finally have a winner. And then Tiffany just cashes in. I don't know if that would be it's good booking. That's a great idea. I don't know if that would be robbing the fans or just shocking the fans. I'm not sure which one that would be. I kind of want to see it, though. Donatello Leonardo. Okay, so Donatello Leonardo was actually at SmackDown yesterday. So let's see what he has to say. A few things I noticed from being there. Tiffany got the loudest pop of the night behind Cody and Jay. Jay had a dark match. A dark match is a match you don't see on TV. So if she is getting the third highest pop of the night behind the champion and Jay, who's just completely over, that's pretty darn good. You had Sammy, you had Bianca Belair, even the Street Profits. So yeah, Tiffany's on her way becoming a babyface. KO received a big reaction when he came out. A lot of boos, but definitely cheers mixed in. They went back to boos after he beat Aldis and Cody. Okay, so there you have it. There you have it. Like I said earlier, there is a KO problem. He should be booed throughout the entire night, but he's so awesome, he's getting cheers. And yeah, it did turn around. He got a bunch of boos at the end, but I guarantee next week when he comes back out, all the cheers will be back. The tag division is getting exciting again, too. Even Legato looked good in the ring. Street Profits last night. Motor City Machine Guns got a small pop when they were on screen as well. Oh, good. I'm glad the Machine Guns got a pop. I don't hate the Machine Guns. I just don't think they should have been champions. So I'm glad they got a pop, and maybe it worked a little. And yeah, Elgato, they did look really good. But the Street Profits, right call. I'm giving them the win. Raphael Lottie AI. Usually I don't want you guys to give me long texts, but I kind of let Raphael get a pass because his texts are really good. Austin really needs to break from Waller. The guy has the goods to become a show-stealing face. Yeah, I agree. We've already done the Austin Theory heel run, and it's run its course. Let's see what he can do as a face. Good to see the Street Profits again. They should be the ones to dethrone DIY. The two teams will cook given the chance. They actually had a really good match earlier in the year, and it was fire. But yes, DIY needs to lose to the Street Profits. I'm going to say it over and over again. Street Profits are awesome. The absolute mad lad, Sammy Uso, went on to have a banger with Carmelo. He's the mad lad. Is that his nickname or not? I like it. The mad lad. I wish they had properly finished the match, but Temu Bloodline had become vultures again to pick on Sammy. Temu Bloodline, I'm gonna have to say they're no longer the Temu Bloodline. At the very least, they're the Walmart or Target Bloodline, because I feel they have bumped up a lot. Braun versus Jacob isn't a bad idea if Braun can match Jacob's speed and intensity. You know what? He doesn't have to. If Braun just wants to be all muscle, as long as Jacob wins, I'm okay with it. And number 4, Cody and Kevin's segment was really intense. The Homelander crash out is getting close. Kevin has no idea what's coming. Oh, yeah. Once Homelander Cody stops caring about what the people think and he just is caring about his laser beams, his enemies, well then, all bets are off. And I think even the tribal chief would be like, what have you become, Cody? Boomer Leo, KO wins at the Royal Rumble. I hope it's a decisive win too. Also, why is Cody back already? It was such a severe injury, yet he is going to be competing, and he's not just in any match, but a ladder match no less. Doesn't that make any sense from a story standpoint? What do you think? Okay, so does it not make sense? I think it does make sense because Cody's such a fighting champion, and at the end of the day, the story says that he didn't break his neck, he just hurt his neck. So, I mean, this is wrestling, so a champion can be so fired up and just bang and bang and bang, and they'll be like, okay, fine. Because it's like a doctor's recommendation, not a doctor's order. Should KO win? I would love for KO to win, but he's not going to win. He just won't. What I wish they would have done was had KO win on Saturday night's main event, even with the pile driver, and then have Cody win this rematch for a ladder match or whatever match. It wouldn't matter, but Cody should have won the rematch. That way Cody could have the title going into WrestleMania. Amara, sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. SmackDown has been complete garbage for a while now. I disagree. I'm okay with it. I sat through 2019. I sat through pretty much actually 2010 to 2020. All right? You want to see absolute garbage? Wow, absolute garbage SmackDown. This would be a feast. And again, it goes back to opinion. Some guy earlier was like, you know what? This was a good SmackDown. You think it was a garbage SmackDown. We just have opinions, but you're welcome to it. Iris Maladonado, where is Roman? Roman is on a very limited scheduled date. He's going to appear at Netflix, so they're not going to burn any of his appearances until Netflix. That's the next time you'll see him, and then after that, maybe we'll see him once before Rumble, and then we'll see him at the Rumble. Shazab Hazan, I apologize if I got your name wrong. Cody's return was rushed. Not only was he supposed to be badly injured in storyline, but he didn't really get enough time to enjoy KO as champion. We didn't get enough time. And now all the intrigue has been removed from the feud as their match at Rumble is a foregone conclusion. They should have at least forced Cody to officially vacate the title due to the controversy to raise the stakes. You could have made it seem like The Rock used his power to pressure WWE to make an unfair decision against Cody. Honestly, I was not on board with your comment until you said they made The Rock step in. That would have been cool. That actually would have been really good, and it could have been we could have asked The Rock to do a quick little promo, kind of like how Jack Tunney, that's going back, Jack Tunney would show up on TV. He was the president. He was the WWE president at the time. He would show up, and something was going to happen. And what if we had The Rock just do a promo and say, you know what, I'm really worried about our champion, and we're going to have to strip him from the title. And then KO with the title, yeah, you know what, you really sold me with The Rock involvement of making it look really unfair. Christian Jasso, hope Wyatt 6 gets moved to SmackDown to feud with Braun Strowman. God, I would love for Braun Strowman to enter into a Wyatt 6 heel faction. Then you'd see me just praising Braun Strowman all the time. Candy Marmain, Russell Chop, this is not a hot take, but I have a question. If Roman loses at Raw Netflix premiere, what will happen next? Because I don't see a rematch happening, and I don't see Roman begging for a rematch against Solo, and no one wants to see Roman for Solo at Mania. I'm pretty sure Roman will be in the main event of Mania 41, and a match against Solo at WrestleMania will not main event. What do you think? Solo versus Roman? Honestly, the best bet is to have Solo win. Solo beats Roman. Roman can't do nothing about it, but it's because The Rock interferes. The Rock interferes. Solo gets the victory. Roman has to just go on his own because his bloodline is kind of like, what are they? They're just a loose alliance right now? Well, then they can be completely on their own, and yeah, Roman doesn't need a bloodline to back him up anymore, but Solo still does. So Solo wins. Solo wins. Some kind of interference, probably The Rock. And as for main events, I'm probably going to do a video. On that, so stay tuned. Negligence. Cody actually cut a decent promo too, kinda. Okay, it was atrocious. What? I thought you were complimenting Cody for real. Why did Sammy have to ball up Melo's gift and throw it at him? I get he interrupted the convo, but he did nothing wrong by giving a gift. Sammy was just being rude. Yeah, Sammy was, I think, overreacted a little bit. Sammy definitely overreacted. I mean, hey, dude, you're a Raw person. Why are you taking time from Melo, who's a SmackDown person? Cody changed his hair, took one of his brother's moves and his finisher, took the American Nightmare moniker from his bro too. Unoriginal. Dustin Rhodes was actually the original American Nightmare, but Cody took it, and, at the end of the day, if you're more successful with it, then you're more successful with it. The Nature Boy Ric Flair, well, Ric Flair took that gimmick from the Nature Boy Buddy Rogers. It's wrestling. We all steal from each other. So, guys, girls, thank you for this really long hot take video. The next one, I don't know if I'll always be able to put the name tags, your names down below. I'll always read your name, but I'm about to go through a really busy period of my job. So for a little bit, I'm gonna have to things might change just a little, but once that's done, once my busy period of my job, it's back here, going like crazy, going gangbusters to become that full-time YouTuber so I can quit the job and I can always put your comments down below. Guys, girls, have a great day.